Hi, you're back. Are you excited for today? Today's probably going to be one of my favorite things that we do in your training. Yes. Okay. Yes. Don't worry, though. I don't want you to feel concerned. How did my brother treat you yesterday? Sometimes he can be a little bit of a prude, which I don't want you to feel discouraged about. I assure you, not having clothes on is the normal thing to do. Sometimes my brother can be a prude, and for that I'm really sorry. Well, let's forget about it. I can see that you've had your stress removed. I am thrilled that you did. Do you feel better? Good. Glad. I am glad you feel better. Today we are going to examine some Christmas ornaments. This is a very delicate process. Do you want to get started? Because I have multiple ornaments that we need to look at. Okay, perfect. Let's get started now. This ornament right here is the only Christmas ornament that is not round today. Round ones are usually a lot easier to examine, and since you're new, I figured it would be a lot better to examine the hardest one first. So, this is what we're going to do. The first thing that you want to do is examine the sound of the ornament. All ornaments should be hollow. Every single one. If they're not hollow, then they're going to weigh too much, and then they're going to weigh down your tree, exposing gaps. People, especially humans, don't like that. You know why? I'm not entirely sure, because in nature there are gaps in trees everywhere all the time. It's normal. But for some reason humans want a completely full tree without any holes. And that's why the ornaments are hollow. Do you hear that? And see, when we're examining, we also have to measure the sound of the level of thickness. See, listen to this. That's in the middle. That's on the edge here. Do you hear that? That doesn't sound very hollow because it is so close here. Let me help your eyes adjust a little bit. I forget sometimes that human eyes only have a vision of 20/20. Is that correct? Well, I actually don't want to go into detail on the eyes of an elf because it's a lot more complex. You have rods and cones that detect light in your eyes. We have about 7 different types of sensory neurons. Yes, and that is okay. Now, what we are going to do is we're going to get really close with this ornament, and we are going to examine the design. Okay? Is that all right with you if I get close? He told me to ask that. Oh, we talked about that already. Okay. All right, are you ready? All right, okay. going to help your eyes adjust. And we're going to look at this snowflake pattern. And what I want you to do is I want you to take a look at the snowflake design first. Do you notice if the glitter design is intact fully, or if it is not? What do you think? It is? Perfect. Now we're going to focus our attention on the sides. I'm going to move this to help your eyes adjust again. I do not like that you have human eyes, but we're going to work with what we've got. Is this supposed to be here? Well, let's turn it to see. Yes. Okay, so that is supposed to be there. If you look at the edge here, you can see that there is a lot of sparkles. So that looks good. If you take a look at this point, you'll notice that that is good. Now we're going to turn around and we're going to focus on the edge. Do you see this glitter? Do you see this glitter? Okay. We plan for that. That's why there's extra glitter on this. Do you see the cap? Does the cap look even? It's a little oblong, but it doesn't look bent or damaged, and that is a good thing. All right, so in my opinion, this ornament is not perfect, but passable. Would you pass this item? Good. Now let's get a round ornament. It's very similar. Okay, perfect. Let me get it. All right, are you ready? This is a completely round ornament. And what you're going to notice is, as long as you can look at this and see that this is hollow, then we're going to be okay. Because if you can see it's hollow, since it's round, you're not going to have any discrepancy or change when you tap on it. So you don't really have to pay attention to the noise of the sound. You just need to make sure that it is hollow. So I'm just going to slightly move this around while tapping on it to make sure that this is even. Okay. Now that I've gone all the way around, I'm going to go vertically, and I'm going to keep going around. All the way around to hear this. Okay? All right, so that passed the test. Now, we're going to do the exact same thing, but since round ornaments generally don't have a lot of variation in design, that's okay, because we are going to just take a look, and I'm going to help your human eyes adjust again. We're going to have to get with him to make sure that we can't change that. Maybe we can spruce those eyeballs up a little bit so you don't have to do this every time. All right, I'm going to put this here. Go ahead and let your eyes adjust. Now that it adjusts, you can look and see that every piece of the design all the way around is good. And now while we're at it, we can take a look and make sure that this piece is okay. And it looks pretty okay. And then the circle is good. So now that that is good, I'm going to let your eyes adjust back to me. It's okay. Don't be alarmed. We'll figure something out with that, because that's got to get better. Okay. Now, let's do a different one. And we're going to do it almost the exact same way. Okay? So I'm going to let you take the lead on the next one. I was concerned that you were going to have a difficult time taking the lead on one, so I'm going to give you a little bit of an easier one, okay? So I want you to tell me what to do first. Perfect. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is check to make sure that it's hollow and even all the way around. And how do I do that? Okay, yes. All right, are you ready? If you hear a discrepancy, I want you to tell me, okay? Have you heard anything yet? Good. Okay, ready? All right. Checks out. Good. Now what's the next thing that we do? Yes. Okay, so let's do it. Ready? I'm going to let your eyes adjust. Here we go. Perfect. Now this one's going to be a bit easier because it's one solid color. We don't have to worry about that at all. All right, so now let's take a look at this right here. Perfect. So it's even all the way around and you can see the loop. So now I'm going to let your eyes adjust back and good. I'm going to grab one more ornament for us to do, and then I have something fun for us to do as far as inspecting. Perfect. Okay. Now this one is a bit of a curveball. However, it's the last ornament before we do the decoration examination. So this is not a complete circle, and I will show you in just a moment up close. But what we are going to do right now is, please excuse me, I tried to participate in a human activity known as eating, and I didn't like it. So let's just go straight into the tapping. Are you ready? Okay, so I'm just went all the way around there. Now we gotta be really careful because there's a point at the end of this, so we're gonna have to. Can you hear that? So I double check this right here to make sure this is good. Then I double check this. And then we'll just go straight into adjusting your eyes. Perfect. Now, I want you to take notice of the swirls of white in the glitter, because that is what we are focusing on. I'm slowly going to rotate this so that you can take a look to make sure that everything is in line, and it does seem to be. Now we're going to take a look here at the bottom. That looks in order. And then finally, we're going to take a look at the top right here. All right, so it looks like your human eyes are getting a little tired. That's understandable. 3 ornaments is a lot for your very first day. Now, oh, we did 4. So you're an overachiever. So let's do something that not only sounds a little pleasing, but is fun to inspect. All right, so how in the world would you inspect this? Well, really, all you have to do is move this around to make sure that there aren't going to be any pieces that fall. Because if there are, then that means that the garland is not doing what needs to be done. It's going to get moved around like this a lot. We need to make sure that it will hold. All right, perfect. Now, I do think that this might be a little bit above your skill level in terms of doing this next part, because this next part, I am going to go through and I'm going to check every single one of these beads, and I don't want you to have to do that, especially since you have human eyes and you could strain them. So we're going to talk with him to see if he can grant you an amazing gift this year for Christmas, especially if you're going to be here for the rest of your life. Okay, well listen, this pretty much concludes your training for the week, and since you're human, I'm sure that we are going to help you in celebrating Christmas Eve and Christmas. So just be the best you can be this week. And then we will celebrate Christmas with you. So if I don't see you until then I hope you have an amazing time. And I'll see you as soon as I can. I'm going to get back to inspecting things because they need to get done. And someone will come get you whenever they're able to. But it was really nice to meet you. What was your name? Perfect. I will tell you my name when you've learned our language.